Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be talking to you about happiness, and happiness is something people wish for every day, and it's something they want just to simply be happy, and it has a lot of different meanings to a lot of different people all over the world. But instead of asking ourselves what is happiness, I'm going to start off by showing you guys what isn't happiness. And happiness is not having lots of money, it's not being famous, or it's not having a final destination. And by final destination, what I mean is basically reaching your life goals, like if you want to graduate from a certain university or become that OBGYN doctor you always wanted to be. It's like once you reach that point, you're finally happy, which is not healthy for you. So it's not having money, fame, or reaching your life goals that make you happy, but most importantly, it is not being happy all the time. And all of these things, happiness has many different categories, and it can be broken up into family and relationships, positivity, forgiveness, religion, giving to others, or even having a good health. So spending time with family and friends and building relationships basically fulfills the basic human need of social connection and personal growth. And that's really healthy for us because it makes us feel like we're alive and that we're actually not alone, because I know being lonely is also can have a negative aspect on us as humans. And what I mean by positivity is basically having a positive attitude and having positive thinking with everything you do, because it's very important. But when you have a positive mind, it's important that you don't compare yourselves. And another way of positive thinking is having gratitude with everything around you within your life, because if you don't have gratitude, then it's like you have a very negative view of how you view things. So it's important to view positive because it has an influence on how things turn out. So for example, if you think positive of how you're going to do on a test, that can influence you on how you actually do on the test, versus you think you're going to do horrible and not pass your exam. So all of these things are what make up your happiness. And you can't base your happiness on just one thing. So these are some of the things that make people happy. And so it started making me wonder what makes people unhappy, and what makes people unhappy I found was holding grudges, worrying, and being stuck on the past. And after reading the article, I found that it was comparing worrying to a rocking chair that's constantly moving, but it's never going nowhere. And that's what we do as humans. We just constantly worry about different things going on in our lives, whether it's school-wise or work-wise or personal issues. We're just worrying, but we're never finding a solution. So it's important that we do something and find a change so we can create a solution for ourselves. And so then I began to become very curious about what happiness has to do with our bodies. And it all starts in our brain, in the hippocampus, which is the area responsible for happiness and positive memories. And something else I found was that the dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter that is basically the brain's rewards and pleasure sensors, and it can be found in milk, bananas, fish, and poultry, such as chicken. And I began to realize that there's simple little tasks that people don't do often, like getting some sleep, that can affect their happiness. And I found that in a study that it showed that it focused on sleep-deprived college students, that 81% had an easier time remembering negative words and harder time remembering positive words, and they only remembered 31% of positive words. And it can be very hard with so many things going on as a student, but it's simple tasks as getting sleep or even going outside that can affect your happiness. So sitting and spending 20 minutes outside can have a great impact on yourself, because if you spend 20 minutes outside, just a simple task as walking, it can broaden your thinking, boost the positive mood, and improve your working memory. It releases proteins and endorphins in your brain that make your brain happier. And this ties in with one of the categories I mentioned earlier about having a good health. So happiness can be very broad and viewed differently by many different people in the world. But it's important to have a balance between everything you have. But most importantly, it's important that to realize that you're the only one that stops yourself from your own happiness. So if you're willing to make a change and have a balance, you're going to lead yourself to your own happiness and be content with yourself and your life. So I just want to leave you guys off with this quote of happiness is not determined by what's happening around you, but rather what's happening inside you. Most people depend on others to gain happiness, but the truth is it always comes from within.
Okay, so as you can see, my name is Cameron. Can you introduce me? How's everybody doing tonight? Good. Okay. So, Mr. Kite mentioned my passion project is on video editing, and we're going to go ahead right get started. And we're going to mainly talk about two programs as you can download right now on your very own computer. One of those being, as you can probably tell by the slide, iMovie. iMovie is a great program because it lets you record video and audio and trim it together to make a very nice video. But there's a lot of things about iMovie that you may not know about because they're locked away in Angela. But I'm going to talk about right now. Right here. So here's the iMovie preferences with the advanced tools function. And when you allow the advanced tools, you get to see a lot of cool different things that you don't usually see on iMovie. Hello everybody. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just demonstrating things you can do on iMovie. That's my job, you know. Yeah, but it seems a little boring. I mean, let's lighten this up a little bit. Fine, go ahead. Okay then. Okay, well, I'm going to be demonstrating the picture-in-picture option and the side-by-side option. Watch out, because you're going to be able to move. You're moving around a little bit right now. Oh, we just got small here real quick. Oh, you're ready? Let me give you a little more room. That's it. Okay, how you feeling? You doing all right there? Yeah, let's do the cool one now. Oh, the cool one. Okay, well, why don't you take that one? Okay. Look at this wall. Nothing here, right? Bam. This is the blue screen option. You remember it in this motion weather forecast. Okay, thanks for having me out. You seem to need it. Yeah, okay. We'll say goodbye to you. Bye. Okay, well I feel we'll be seeing him. What we're gonna talk about here is a program called Blender, which lets you create 3D models. And animations that you can use in various different types of work. And one of them, which is very good, because what Carlos can be talking about is 3D printing. You can create these different 3D models that you can use to print them and use them to help other people. And I actually made an example on Blender. This is something that I made. It's a little house, you know. Can you tell the house? Yeah. Cool. And that over there, that's supposed to be a fence. I didn't get far enough to learn how to do it. But yeah. So why Cameron TM? Why should I care about video editing? And why should I care about, you know, this animation stuff that you've been talking about? Well, I guess what it boils down to is an idea far bigger than just video editing itself. Here quotes Einstein. I suppose the main purpose of my presentation, I suppose what I'm really trying to say is that no matter what form it takes, you should always find new ways to express yourself and show your creativity in new and different ways. And that's something that I was able to do with video editing. I did this project because it's something that, you know, I really wanted to do, and it's something that help me show myself and have fun in the process, which is really what I'm trying to show you all. You know, that's my whole goal in project gaming, is to do something new and fun and have lots of fun doing it and learn a new skill. So yeah, so I was able to do that for myself through video editing. Hopefully you'll find something. It doesn't have to be video editing because let's be honest, it might not feel there, but just find something that you can do that will have fun doing and also teach you a new skill in the process.
So maybe not going to find that funny, but it's still one of the many forms of comedy that we have that is for everyone. We see it everywhere from commercials on TV to the show and even to billboards we have in the hallways. And it's comedy. But what exactly is comedy? Well, comedy is any form of entertainment that's purpose is to make people laugh. For example, the most common ones would be movies, sketches, and jokes. And I'm sure everyone here has had a good laugh at some point in their life. But has anyone ever stopped to think why we laugh? Well, scientists are still studying this very simple to us but complex process, otherwise known as hematology. Laughter involves many regions of the brain, and it starts off when the electric wave goes from your cerebral cortex, which is right there at the bottom, the big part, and it sends a wave throughout your brain. And if the electric wave has a positive charge, then you're gonna find it funny. But if it has a negative charge, then you're gonna go laugh at the joke or comedy. And everyone in here laughs differently. And the answer to why we laugh differently lies in psychology and human behavior. And laughter involves many body parts such as the limbic system, the larynx, and the respiratory system, which is why some people tend to snort when they laugh or any other thing. We have different laughter for the different circumstances that we find ourselves in. But the biggest factor in comedy will obviously be the comedian. And different races tend to find different things funnier. For example, African Americans tend to enjoy jokes that deal with violence and sex. On the other hand, Hispanics tend to enjoy jokes about the Hispanic life and different things like that, Hispanic stereotypes. And white people tend to enjoy jokes about religion and race because they're white and they like to make others feel bad. Honestly, this doesn't relate to everybody because what you find funny are what you can relate to and what you cannot. And I have good information about jokes and different laughs and things. The biggest debate that there is in comedy is who makes a funnier comedian, a male or a female. Well, this debate has been going on for a while because Christopher Hitchens wrote an article with a very controversial statement that females aren't funny. But he later went on in an interview and said that there are no female comedians, but they don't need to be funny as opposed to men who have an obligation to be funny because that's one of the main ways they attract a female. And after that one statement, many scientists ended up doing a research about whether this stereotype was true or not. And they did it by gathering a group of 16 males and 16 females to write comics and write a comedic caption under it. And then they brought in the different groups of male and females. And in like a tournament-based style, they compared the two. So like in one bracket they will have male versus female, and they will give their opinion on which one was funnier. And they ended up finding out that men only are funny to other men at most points, and that females don't find many jokes that males say to be funny. But the main purpose of the research was whether females are funny or not, and they found out that men are typically funnier, but it's so slim that that the stereotype doesn't have a big strength to it, so you can't tell whether it's true or not. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's funnier because everyone finds different things funny and everybody interprets comedy differently. So what I find funny isn't exactly what you will find funny. And there are many factors that go into what you find funny.
Throughout the world, a child dies every 21 seconds because of their excessive. world is in a major crisis. 783 million.
We can't hear you.
In fact, the world is in a major crisis. 783 million people do not have access to affordable water source, and 2.8 billion do not have access to adequate sanitation. This means that every 7 people don't have water. But then there's 30 years fascinating technology that has recently and it allows us to make our ideas into a reality. It allows us to make a foundation for a nice, reliable, cheap water filtration system. First off, however, I would like to explain why I chose this topic. Most of Africa and Asia are impoverished, and they don't have water. They don't have water to the water system. They don't have water at all, or sometimes they're too impoverished to even buy those. In fact, in Africa, the average GDP in Africa is around $1,000. But of course, there are some differences. As you can see in the map, some people live below $800 a year, while others live about in Asia, it gets a little better. You know, there's parts where more developed nations where people earn $20,000 a year, and to others $100,000 a year. But like I said before, in those parts, people still live in poverty. That rich people have it there for the whole country, so $70,000. This is a major problem considering that a new filter costs $700, $3,000. So that's a big cut from the annual wage. And also maintaining the water system. So how did I get free? Well, when we first started this project, I remember that Ms. Kite had given us another project before, 3% hands. I was fascinated how the machine worked, the body parts of the machine, and I was even able to create some things myself. So when this project came around, there was only one choice, and it was 3D printing. I wanted to create something that could help people, and even though it might be simple design, but that it could like help the problem. So I started thinking, what are the problems in the world? And I sort of like became a solution. I then learned down to water pollution since everyone needs water to survive. And that's how I got water filtration. My idea was to create a foundation for gravity water filtration. A foundation meaning pipes, containers, everything made of plastic. After that, we will have to get gravel, sand, boards, and iron filters, and we filter stable. But those are actually really easy to obtain considering there are some places where the water is. If you think of it within a couple of hours, right now, within an hour or two, you'll be able to put a machine. And within a day at most, you'll theoretically be able to pour a bucket of non-potable water and drink it in a couple minutes. So this is my system. The yellow bar is it would be, you have to put the water pull at the top and just let gravity expand. Each of the orange containers in the pipe would contain filters, so the center top, boards, gravel, and the items and crystals at the bottom to the material. Like I said before, you can it's actually really cheap. The most expensive thing being, of course, the plastic for costing around $30 per kilo. This is costing $50, which you won't really have to worry about this anymore. And the same thing for decide which instance you want to change it to. Here's the by that time you're you create something like this, something so simple, you would actually grant to go from the right cup to the left cup in just a couple of minutes, and have this start after this.
My passion project is about reading and illustration. When I was in third grade, I learned to play the piano, but I got learned sheet music. How do you learn to play the piano? After you learn to read sheet music, I think this week we learned with a special simplified type, which kind of looks like this. Pretty much what it looks like that, and pretty much one thing. So with my passion project, I decided to learn more about how to play the piano. And I want to learn how to sheet music in general. It's learning to that big skill to have. So I looked up online websites and I started getting confused in general. So I had a teacher to instruct me. But there was a slight problem with this. There are many different channels to teach you. And many people learn that pretty much some as so I started to get a little jumpy. So by the middle of this project, I didn't want to do it. I got a little frustrated. But what is frustration? Frustration is the feeling of being upset or especially the inability to change or achieve something. Sometimes these people when it gets up, and they get it on money. But there's a difference between people that do stress and challenges. And it all depends on how the person reacts to the pressure. It's frustration, and stress, and something. Let's take Uribe von Beethoven. He's a well-known 18th century composer about the world's in violins, he faced a lot of challenges. When his father exploited him to learn and master the piano because of Mozart's lack of success, to his mother's death in 1787, he was only 16 years old. His mother died and lost him to his father being his father is growing up. He was only 28 years old and because of the music he played was the major income for his family. He began to succeed, became incredibly frustrated and steps. So in the managed autism, which is basically better justice to you and others, it's like severity and severity. And we can learn to the extent of saying it's going to take someone how much is frustrated. Instead, it's going to fall and take the work and tremendous help. So, that God made you up with his most famous voice, like the and you can see how a person is so bad that has to do this kind of thing. So I chose to do the guitar. Why I chose to do the guitar? I chose the guitar for the same reason I love the project frustration. Because in order to learn how to read, to use the to practice a lot, and I couldn't really read whatever it was. So first step, guitar. So I started learning the basic chords and string. And that really was everything I had to learn things about guitar. And this one can't learn and can't play guitar, can't learn to play. So that's it, man. I was working on the foundation. I learned a lot, but I still didn't. Because you don't actually have to choose it first to learn. I didn't lose the sense of it. So not so.
this case, I'm here to tell you how fear can help you. I'm sure you're thinking fear is a negative thing to go through, so it can't help you much. But that's not exactly true. It all depends on how you're going to deal with it. So when dealing with fear, if you don't handle it the right way, it can lead to rebellion. Lead to not accepting the way you are, and you won't think you're going to do anything right. You know, let's say you're taking a test and you're like, this is hard, I didn't study, the teacher just brought it up, I'm probably going to fail. So that's something to do. You fear of taking the test, you don't want to take the test, you think you're going to fail, so in most cases, it happens. You know? Or in other cases, what will happen is you won't speak out on things that you want to speak out on. You'll think that you're wrong, so don't show them to anyone. You'll always just be silent, and that leads to going down the chain of events because you're not improving yourself anymore, because you're not taking chances to speak out and show what you need. Or, as I've done before, just running away from the problems because it's too much to deal with, or you're just scared of it, so you can't handle it. So I'm gonna ignore it, stay away from it, and not deal with it, which is the worst thing you can do. But if you do deal with fear the right way, if you handle it the way you should, then things will go well. Like, you're improved either way. If you get into an argument with someone that you think are better than you, instead of being silent, actually speak up and tell them how you feel, then you're going to see different. You're going to think you're not as bad as they usually be. So, personal success and social success, economic success. That's all possible based on how you do it. I'm not saying that you're not going to be scared of it. I'm just saying that you can use it to come back. Like, let's say you got a dream job, you're working there, you're loving it, and then the boss comes up to you, and it's like, I need you to do this. But you don't know how to do it, but he's still telling you to do it because you're scared. Because you think he's going to fire you, you're working stupid. But if you don't try and do it, then you're going to get it worse. By actually attempting it, it shows that you really can do new things, to try out things that are difficult. It makes it seem like you're determined. It shows some courage that can go very far in business. Our businessmen have to show courage. They take these chances that most people wouldn't take. They can become successful. If you're willing to take risks against fear, if you're willing to take against the things you hate, that you're scared of doing, then it will help you out. Because, you know, let's say there's this one guy who is like, he went to a better college and he seemed smarter, but when they tell him to do things, he doesn't want to do it. It's like he's scared. But you didn't go to the but you're still at this job. You're looking good because you're actually trying to improve it, you're trying to fix your fears. Everyone on this side understand that you have this to become a better person, to take these chances. And that's why you can do better. I'm not saying you're always going to succeed. I'm saying this to give you the opportunity to prove yourself, to show that you want to become a better person. If, you know, it's really confusing. If it doesn't go right, don't think, but really, what you should. Like you see, it says fear is two things. Get everything you want, or you can face everything you want. That basically means that it's really tough. I have to experience it. It's easy. But the choice is yours. That is something. Sometimes you feel like you won't have a choice in these situations because you're stricken by fear. It's who you are. And you don't think you have the options of doing it. But that's not true. You always have the option in a difficult situation. All you have to do is be willing to take it. If you're willing to take it, that means you will be able to succeed. If you hate this, then why don't you do yourself that you're happy instead of doing it you can't handle a difficult situation that you can't handle. If you're willing to handle this situation, there's no reason to have fear. Because without fear, there's no such thing as courage. Without courage, there's no way to
Growing up, I was fat, not a little chubby, I was round. And that shaped the way that I looked at and interacted with the world. I was never a stylish kid, I was never picked first for sports teams, I was never part of the cool crowd. I didn't really have a hard childhood, I just was always aware that I was somehow on the outside. When I was young, physical education was a fact of life. Every day, kindergarten through high school, I had some sort of PE class. Now, all of you have been part of PE class at some point in your life. You know that they always involve running, or jumping, or competing, or some sort of physical stuff. Us brown kids, not so good at those things. I was always slow, slightly uncoordinated, and always sweaty. So PE class was a painful experience. From kindergarten through high school, I spent all my time just trying to physically keep up with those who were faster than me. If I'm honest, I've always been just trying to keep up. Really, if we're all honest, we are all always just trying to keep up. For each of us, we're not playing tag every day, but the effort's no less intense, and the struggle is unique to the person. Some of you are fighting to be in the top 10 of your class. Others are hustling to have the hottest kicks. Some of you are posting all the time and hunting for likes. Some of you work hard to get that teacher's attention. Others shift your speech patterns just to fit in with people. No matter what it is, all of us are chasing something at some point. Because of this, I'm going to put forth the idea that the people that are around us are the single biggest determinant of our success. Now, I know in hearing this, some of you want to jump up and declare that's not true. You are the author of your own story, you will drive yourself forward, and nobody's going to keep you down. I applaud this impulse. It shows that you have got the desire to be successful. Still, the people that are around you matter. Think about it like this. Imagine for a moment that you are a fish. As a fish, you have spent all your life in the water. You don't know you're mad because you've been in the water all your life. And water is all you have never known, all you have ever known. You don't know there's another world just beyond the pond. Unless something comes along and plucks you out of the way, you can never know that there's anything different because you've never seen it. You can never imagine a better future for yourself. All of us are like this fish. And the people and environments that surround us are our water. There are things that surround our bodies, that influence our actions, that color our dreams. There are things that drive us forward on a daily basis. If you want to be the best, if you want to see above the water, then you need to be around the best. Nothing can pluck you out of the old pond and show you a different reality better than somebody who is a little bit ahead of you. In my career as an educator, I have done my best to always be chasing the best. I've worked really hard to make sure that I'm continually around the best teachers, the most innovative educational thinkers, or put myself in summer programs at Escoto to teach new skills or fields that I was not familiar with. Doing all this has put me back in the position of my young fat self who's always just trying to keep up. But this time, because I am chasing the fastest, I am now running faster than a lot of people that are behind me. Now, there's one thing about this pursuit of greatness that bears mentioning. As I've already said, we will all chase after whatever is around us. So if we want something better for ourselves, then we need to surround ourselves with the best. And we must be willing to learn. If you are unteachable, unwilling to be stretched, unwilling to be challenged, and willing to be pushed, you'll never swim up the edge of the pond. Chasing greatness requires learning awareness. So, ask yourself, what is your water? Are you surrounded by people and environments that are going to push you towards greatness? Or is your water flowing in a direction that is going to lead to your demise? We will all chase after something at some point in time. If you want to be the best, you must surround yourself